In this review we are lucky enough to look at another version of the Liebherr LTM 1350 mobile crane. This is one of WSI's best crane models and it comes in a big Liebherr branded box. And inside there's an instruction leaflet. This includes instructions for a fixed jib, but that's not included with this version of the model. And the rest of the instructions are good, other than that there's no reeving diagrams. Let's open up the trays and someone has helpfully written top with a felt tip pen. A cut of the knife, a lift of the lid, and we get to see what's inside. To start with, we'll just rig the crane for the road. And the red and white colour scheme of this model is that of Bay Crane. Bay Crane is an American company that was founded in 1939, and it's based in the New York area. The first job we're doing is just putting the smaller of the two hooks on and hitching it up to the loop at the front. After that, the only other thing to do is to attach the handrails, and two sets are provided. The ones we're fitting here are for the transport configuration, and that's why they're folded down. Once they're folded down, the crane is ready for the road, and if you've got a suitable American truck, you can make a good looking display. Looking underneath, the chassis of this model is very detailed. There's hoses and intricate steering and suspension, and you can even see a tiny fan. The wheels and tyres are very detailed, and there's branding on the tyre sidewalls. And the carrier cab looks convincing too. The outrigger beams are very detailed, and there are metal spreader plates included also. And on the carrier deck the detailing is very good, with a nice mesh cover. The crane cap detailing includes very small graphics at the bottom, and the very small graphics are also applied at the back of the crane. The counterweight blocks are nicely painted and have Liebherr graphics, and the luffing gear is supplied ready reeved in the factory. The boom detail includes a couple of rotating spools, and the main ram jacket is metal. The boom sections have a realistic fin wall profile, and Bay Crane appears on each section. The Y-guy arrangement is also almost all metal and holds a very good profile. One very nice little detail touch is that the hook blocks have Bay Crane written on them. Here we find the crane in very laid-back mode, but that gives us a chance to look at the steering, and each of the axles can be individually steered, so you can have crab steering, or set any other of the modes that the real crane can do. Also, a nicely engineered feature is the working suspension on each of the axles. Anyway, this crane has got no time for laying about, so let's put it the right way up and see how it drives. And it's good enough, although you have to push down a bit to get all of the wheels to ground properly. And it's nice to see that the steering holds its pose as well. The suspension also works well. Now, we've seen the features of this crane before in other videos, so for this video we'll let the Cranes Etc team put the crane to work. One thing that's worth noting is that this is a solidly made crane with a high metal content. So let's put it on the Cranes Etc. weighbridge and see what it comes in at. So that's just about everything ready, so now it's time for the big lift. Oh God, it must weigh 100 tons at least. Oh gosh. I need to put it down, it's too heavy, too heavy. Well, fortunately, disaster was averted, and we see that the crane weighs in at about 7.5 pounds or 3.5 kilograms. This is another excellent version of the Liebherr LTM 1350 mobile crane, and it's really good to see it in the colours of a US crane hire company. This model has been incrementally improved over the last few years, and now it's a really nice heavy crane model, and it's easy to rate it as outstanding.